Many thanks for joining us on the news at this hour. I am Joy Annie. At top stories. President Bola Tinubu in Nairobi for Africa-France Summit. Senate assures improved immunization healthcare funding as Senate passes health bill amendment. An APC assures aspirant of free and fair primaries. And on business, Central Bank of Nigeria urges fiscal discipline for states to support inflation targeting. And now the news in detail. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu arrived in Nairobi, Kenya early Monday morning ahead of the Africa-France Summit scheduled to hold between today and tomorrow, Tuesday, in the East African country. The president's aircraft touched down at about 12:15 a.m. local time at the Jomo Kenyatta International Airport, Nairobi, where he was received by top Nigerian Kenyan government officials. Among those on hand to receive the president were the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Taiwo Oyedele, Minister of Trade, Industry and Investment, Dr. Jumoke Oduwole, Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adeboyega Oyetola, Minister of Environment, Balarabe Abbas Lawal, Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Abubakar Kyari, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Bianca Odumego Ojukwu, Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Shola Enikolae, Special Advisor to the President on Policy Communication, Director General of the National Intelligence Agency, Ambassador Mohammed, and the Nigerian Ambassador to France, Ambassador Ayodele Oke. The summit themed Africa Forward, Africa-France Partnership for Innovation and Growth is expected to deliberate on key issues affecting the continent, including energy transition, green industrialization, digital transformation, climate action, and reforms of the global financial architecture. Now, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has approved the appointment of retired Major General Adeyinka as Special Advisor on Homeland Security. The appointment was announced in a statement issued by the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Head of Information and Public Relations, Chris Oguwebulam. He says the appointment reflects the administration's commitment to strengthening internal security coordination, intelligence-driven operation, and interagency collaboration to tackle emerging security threats across the country. Major General Famadewa, a highly decorated retired officer, served for over 3 decades in military and intelligence operation between 2015 and 2021. He was Principal General Staff Officer to the National Security Advisor, where he played a key role in establishing Intelligence Fusion Center to improve coordination among Nigeria's security agencies. President Bola Tinubu expressed confidence that the retired general's experience and strategic expertise would support efforts to achieve a safer and more secure Nigeria. He also urged him to use his wealth of knowledge to advance the administration's renewed hope agenda. Now, the chairman of the Senate Committee on Health, Secondary and Tertiary, Ipalibo Harry Banego, says the Senate is committed to ensuring full immunization of children against vaccine-preventable diseases, expressing confidence that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will assent to the National Health Act Amendment Bill to increase the basic health care provision fund from 1% to 2% of the Consolidated Revenue Fund. Senator Banego gave the assurance in Abuja while playing host to a coalition of health sector stakeholders who commended the Senate for passing the bill. The senator stressed the need for adequate funding for immunization and vaccine storage, noting that the bill amendment is aimed at strengthening primary health care services across Nigeria, 774 local government areas, and improving access to quality health care for women, children, and underserved communities.
So we want to avoid this stockout situation. We want to avoid a situation where the cold chain does not work because of just little small resources that can be made available at the health center level due to these funds that will be going to them from the Basic Health Care Provision Fund. So this is our dream, is to see that every child gets fully immunized, fully protected from these preventable sicknesses, tuberculosis, poliomyelitis, measles, diphtheria, and all these things. They cause a lot of problems in our children, because you can imagine, just from losing out on measles vaccine, a child would have bronchopneumonia, a child would have bronchitis, and would even have problems with the eyesight, may have problem with the hearing. A little child will be in class, and you think that the child is not attentive just because the child has lost the hearing because of complications of measles infection. And this is easily preventable from just 1 or 2 shots of measles vaccine at the appropriate time.
Speaking further on the bill, she said the bill enjoyed widespread support from civil society organizations, development partners, and relevant ministries. Earlier, a coalition of stakeholders, including the Vaccine Network for Disease Control and Global Health Advocacy Incubator, described the Senate passage of the amendment bill as a major step towards sustainable healthcare financing and universal health coverage in Nigeria. Speaking after being received by Senator Ipalibo Harry Banigo, Chief Executive Officer of the Vaccine Network for Disease Control, Chika Ofo, commended the Senator's leadership and resilience, noting that the bill would improve access to quality healthcare services, especially for women, children, and underserved communities.
Today has supported the passing of a bill by the Senate to increase the National Health Act from 1% to 2%. Do you know what this means? It means that the primary healthcare centers will be strengthened. It means that children can access care. It means that lives will be saved. It means that our women can do their pregnancy with happiness. It means many things. Even many things that I cannot begin to say. I want to shed tears, but I'm shedding tears of joy that the Senate has passed this bill. What we are waiting for now is the concurrence by the House of Reps. So I want to say thank you to her, because she's the one that pushed this bill. She is the one that helped us to make sure that this bill saw the light of day. We want to thank the Senate.
Stakeholders expressed optimism that the amendment, once assented to by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, will strengthen primary healthcare delivery, boost immunization coverage, and expand access to quality healthcare services for vulnerable population across the country. Now, the chairman of the All Progressives Congress, APC, in Gwagwalada Area Council, Mr. Jeremiah Samuel, has once again assured all aspirants of a free, fair and transparent primary election process ahead of the party's primaries. Mr. Samuel gave the assurance during the formal inauguration of the AUA Progressive Alliance for Grassroots Mobilization held at the Gado Nasco Primary School, Gwagwalada. Correspondent Abdullahi Mukhtar has that report.
The AUA Progressive Alliance, made up largely of youths and women drawn from the 6 area councils of the Federal Capital Territory, described itself as a forward-thinking movement committed to purposeful, people-driven and future-focused leadership in support of the senatorial aspiration of APC aspirant Alhaji Abubakar Umar Abdullahi. Speaking at the event, the Gwagwalada APC chairman, Mr. Jeremiah Samuel, assured party aspirants of a level playing field during the primaries and urged them to embark on issue-based campaigns while canvassing for votes from party members.
It shows they have feelings for this party, and most especially a youth. When they align themselves with a youthful candidate, it shows that youth are ready to take over.
Honorable Ahmed Musa Shettima, Special Assistant to the Honorable Minister for Special Duties and Intergovernmental Affairs, Mr. Zafania Jisalo, who represented Alhaji Abubakar Umar Abdullahi at the occasion, stated that Alhaji Abubakar Umar Abdullahi remains the right choice for the FCT senatorial seat, describing him as a capable and experienced leader with the qualities needed to effectively represent the FCT address chambers.
Abubakar is a leader. Abubakar have a lot of contact when FCT will use to utilize our progress in FCT.
Founder of the AUA Progressive Alliance for Grassroots Mobilization, Ms. Ummul Fahmida Abubakar Funtua, explained the vision and objectives behind the formation of the group. Also speaking, the Secretary of the Alliance, Mohammed Suleiman SK, alongside the Councillor-elect of Quarters Ward, Honorable Abdurrahim Saka, reaffirmed the group's commitment to mobilizing support for progressive leadership and youth inclusion in governance.
I believe Abubakar has the quality, he's able, he's a capacitated candidate that we, all the youth in FCT, we stand with. So it's AUA or nothing.
We believe for a very long time Abuja South have been shortchanged, and it's not any other person but Abubakar Umar Abdullahi.
They bring people together under one platform so that the people will know why governance and being associated with politics is very important.
The AUA Progressive Alliance emphasized that the FCT is home to vibrant and talented youths whose voices have often gone unheard, stressing that the time has come to give young people greater opportunity to participate actively in leadership and decision-making processes. Abdullahi Mukhtar, ASO Television News.
In a related development, the chairman of Abadi Area Council, an aspirant for the Federal Capital Territory, the FCT senatorial seat, under the platform of the All Progressives Congress, the APC, Alhaji Abubakar Umar Abdullahi, has successfully completed the party's senatorial screening exercise held at the Sheraton Hotel, Abuja. The screening exercise, conducted in line with the Constitution and guidelines of the APC, marks another important milestone in Haji Abubakar Umar Abdullahi's aspiration to represent the people of the FCT at the Red Chambers. The exercise was described as peaceful, transparent and successful, reflecting the democratic principles and internal processes of the ruling party. Now, supporters and political associates of the aspirant expressed confidence in his candidacy, describing him as a committed grassroots politician with experience and capacity to provide quality representation for the FCT at the Senate. They also prayed for Allah to crown their journey with success and grant victory in the collective aspiration towards a better and more inclusive representation for the people of the Federal Capital Territory. And no fewer than 11 passengers were reportedly killed in a road crash along the Abeokuta-Lagos Expressway on Sunday night. The accident occurred at Erukun Bridge on the road when a gold Toyota vehicle with registration number GGE 722KJ reportedly somersaulted and plunged off the bridge, trapping the occupants inside. It was gathered that all 11 occupants of the vehicle, 10 adult males and 1 female, lost their lives in the crash. The spokesperson for the Federal Road Safety Corps in Ogun State, Odunsi Afolabi, confirmed the incident in a statement on Monday. According to him, preliminary findings indicated that driver under the influence and overloading were likely causes of the accident. Afolabi said a Go Toyota with registration number GGE 722KJ somersaulted and fell off the bridge, trapping the occupants inside and the doors locked upon impact. While FRSC personnel, with assistance from members of the local community, dismantled the vehicle to recover the bodies, the deceased have been deposited at the State Specialist Hospital morgue in A4. Now, the primarily report cites driving under the influence and overloading as the probable causes of the crash. He added that the Ogun State Sector Commander of the Corps Commander Oludare Ogunjobi, advised motorists plying the Abeokuta-Lagos route to exercise caution, particularly while driving at night. The Sector Commander also expressed condolences to the families of the deceased. You're watching ASO Television News. You are live on DSTV, channel 392, also on StarTimes TV, channel 127, and FreeTV, channel 507. We are also under UHF ban on channel 38. Now, still to come on the news. Central Bank of Nigeria urges fiscal discipline for states to support inflation targeting. Stay with us for this and more after this time out.
Some things don't arrive. They've always been. Not for a day, for all of time, until quietly something shifted.
Risk Management Conference and Award Ceremony in Abuja. Holina Adojo reports.
It was indeed a thought-provoking session as stakeholders engage and brainstorm on how to better manage the cyberspace to minimize the impact of internet risks on the economy. President and Chairman Governing Board, Risk Managers Society of Nigeria, Dr. Abbas Garba Idris, while commending participants for the educative session, expressed the belief that risk management principles, if applied, will impact positively in every sector of the society.
We have the belief that if they really understood what we are doing, the impact they are going to make in their own organization is going to be so marvelous. We are going to use the communique at the end of the conference and dispatch it to all the organizations to know what we have arrived at. And then it's not just sending this. We will ask those participants to follow it up step by step to ensure that it has been implemented in their own organization. Because by next year, we will ask about the outcome, the feedback. What has it impacted at the conference of last year in your own organization? Then we'll be able to know how we are going to build it up against what we have done this year.
Also speaking at the event, Mrs. Rosalind Dalhatu from NIMET said the 2026 conference is apt, adding that it will equip participants with better knowledge of the current threats in risk management.
Each and every one of us is affected by weather, and then there are risks associated with it. And my take home from this place is that what I've learned, I will align it to the strategies and the innovations which are already ongoing in the Nigerian Meteorological Agency, just like the theme for the WMO for this year, that's World Meteorological Organization. It says, observing today, protecting tomorrow. So, and if you look at what we're learning here, we're looking at how tomorrow will be better. How, why, and how do we go about it? So it's been very, very inspiring. I'm inspired. I'm most delighted being part of this conference.
In a paper, Cyber Insurance Frontier, Transferring Risks in an Uncertain Climate, Mr. Ekerete Olagam Ikom, Deputy Commissioner for Insurance, National Insurance Commission, NAICOM, represented by Mr. Abiodun Aregbike, Head Technology, Strategy and Research, NAICOM, noted that cyber risks is capital intensive and needs protection strategy. He called on organizations to include cyber insurance as a strategy to manage and reduce cyber risks.
Cyber risk is no longer an IT issue. Cyber risk is a balance sheet issue. It is a national security issue, and it is a resilience issue. So risk managers must stop viewing cyber insurance as an IT expense and start viewing it as a capital protection strategy. In an uncertain climate, the most resilient economies are those that have pre-funded their recovery through robust transfer mechanisms.
Other highlights of the 2026 National Risk Management Conference featured award presentation to deserving participants. Olina Adojo, ASO Television News.
The Director General of the National Orientation Agency, Lanre Isao Nilu, has called on Nigerians to adopt a positive mindset and practice responsible communication as key drivers of national development. Isao Nilu made a call on Saturday while delivering a public lecture titled Positive Mindset and Communication for Success at a reunion of the University of Ife Muslim Graduates Association, UNIFEMGA, held at Obafemi Awolowo University. Commending UNIFEMGA for its commitment to scholarship, moral development, and nation building, the NOADG said Nigeria's vast human and intellectual potential can only be unlocked through the right attitude and constructive public discourse. He stressed that national progress depends not only on government policy but also on citizens' mindset and the quality of conversation in society. On communication, he described it as a powerful tool for building trust and shaping public perception. He warned against misinformation, divisive narratives, and careless use of digital platforms, noting that people often respond to what they understand, not what was intended. Clarity, empathy, and purpose, he said, are essential in public discourse. In his closing remarks, Issa Onilu called for unity through responsible communication and a mindset anchored on hope, discipline, and integrity. He reiterated that success is built on intentional thinking, disciplined action, and shared national values such as accountability, respect for the rule of law, and patriotism under the NOA's National Value Charter. The event was attended by Osun State Governor Ademola Adeleke, represented by Senior Special Assistant on Religious Affairs Bello Adeniyi and OAU Pro-Chancellor Adejare Bello. Away from that now, the Nigerian Armed Forces has defended recent air operations in Shiroro local government area, insisting the strikes were targeted at armed bandits and not civilians. In a statement, the Director of Defense Media Operation, Michael Onoda, said the operation followed credible intelligence indicating that armed bandits had gathered at Lukupe village in Shiroro on May 9th, according to the Defense Headquarters, between 11:59 p.m. on May 9th and 6 a.m. on May 10. The Nigerian Army UAV Command carried out coordinated airstrikes on identified locations, including Katama, Boko, Kasasu, and Kuduru villages. The military said the operation were carefully planned and precisely executed, adding that the strikes successfully neutralized about 70 armed bandits in Kusasu village alone. It also dismissed reports suggesting civilian casualties, maintaining that the targets were confirmed terrorist enclaves. Now, the Federal Executive Council, FEC, has approved 3 strategic public-private partnerships, the PPP project, aimed at strengthening Nigeria's infrastructure base and stimulating economic growth across critical sectors. This is contained in a statement issued by Ifeanyi Nwoko, acting head of media and publicity of the Infrastructure Concession Regulatory Commission (ICRC) in Abuja on Sunday. The statement said the project includes the development of a smart national transport data bank under the Nigerian Institute of Transport Technology, the NITT. He added that the other project or independent power project at the One Port Complex and the Apapa Port Complex. According to the statement, the approvals followed regulatory oversight by the ICRC. It said the Commission reviewed the outlined business case, conducted due diligence and negotiations, and certified the full business case in line with its regulatory framework before presentation to FEC. The statement quoted the Director General of the ICRC, Dr. Jobson Ewalefo, as saying the approvals represent a deliberate shift towards well-structured PPPs that unlock private capital and deliver measurable economic impact. Ewalefo said the Smart National Transport Data Bank would address long-standing challenges associated with inadequate transport data in the country. Now, still on business, Central Bank of Nigeria has highlighted the crucial role of state government in the successful transition of an inflation-targeting monetary policy framework with the aim to sustaining price stability through coordinated fiscal discipline across all levels of government. Now, CBN Deputy Governor for Economic Policy, Dr. Muhammad Sani Abdullahi, speaking during an engagement with sub-national stakeholders convened through the Nigerian Governors Forum, the NGF, Secretariat described the shift to inflation targeting as a move towards a more transparent, rules-based and forward-looking monetary policy framework that requires close collaboration with state authorities. The CBN Deputy Governor noted that while the Apex Bank remains responsible for deploying monetary policies tools to manage inflation, fiscal action at the subnational level significantly influence inflation outcomes in a federal system such as Nigeria. Dr. Abdullahi explained that inflation targeting is fundamentally about managing economic expectations, warning that uncoordinated or expansionary fiscal action by state government could either reinforce or weaken monetary policy signals. He emphasized the state affect inflation through various channels, including borrowing decision, domestic debt accumulation, expenditure patterns, wage obligations, capital project implementation, salary arrears, overdraft contractor financing, and weak coordination and Federation Account Allocation Committee (FAC) receipts, cash management, and debt servicing. The CBN officer urged state government to reduce reliance on overdraft and short-term financing, align borrowing decision with debt sustainability threshold, improve budget realism and revenue forecasting, prioritizing expenditure and better synchronize fiscal calendars with prevailing microeconomic conditions. He further outlined 4 major responsibilities for state government under the inflation targeting framework, including maintaining fiscal discipline and predictability, pursuing responsible borrowing aligned with medium-term fiscal framework, strengthening coordinator on cash and debt management, and enhancing internally generated revenue mobilization. Now, health officials have called for calm following a widespread scare, saying the hantavirus disease is nowhere near as serious as COVID-19. Department confirms one of 17 American citizens being repatriated from a hantavirus-hit cruise ship has tested mildly positive for the virus. It said both passengers are currently traveling in the plane's biocontainment unit out of an abundance of caution. The development has sent panic waves across the United States, with Jay Bhattacharya, acting director of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, urging the U.S. public to remain calm about the hantavirus, saying this is not COVID. Reports say American passengers evacuated from a cruise ship struck by a deadly hantavirus outbreak will not necessarily be quarantined. The United States on Friday announced that it would organize a repatriation flight for the 17 Americans aboard the MV Honduras, where 3 passengers have died and others have fallen sick. The ship has arrived in Spain, Canary Island. The U.S. Health Department said U.S. passengers, all of whom are asymptomatic, will be taken to a specialized center in the rural area and state of Nebraska, but will not necessarily be quarantined there. But as a bulletin, thanks for watching. I am Joy Annie. Have a good day.